Gettel Hyundai of Lakewood presents the comparison between the refresh Hyundai Sonata. This is the SEL with the convenience package in onyx black with black interior. And this is the Portofino gray in line. I'm going to go over the different features that you get with or without the convenience package and the difference between the two. Right off the bat, you're gonna notice the bumpers and grills are going to be different. You're getting an inline, which is a unique bumper and grill for the Sonata. Whereas the SEL, it's still not settled. It has a tech/performance-driven style. This is the best aerodynamic Sonata ever released. Standard projected LED headlights in daytime runnings, and it's going to spin across the whole top portion of the hood. The lower bumper is going to integrate the turn signals, in which the inline is going to be a little bit lower than the SEL. Both with 5.3 inches of clearance, and housed underneath the hood is the treat. This is a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder producing 191 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque. It's going to be paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 25 mpgs for the city and 36 mpgs for the highway. Go up to the inline, you're getting the 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, producing 290 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. Not only are you getting the turbocharged, which is more horsepower and torque, but you're also receiving an 8-speed dual wet clutch automatic transmission with a sport-tuned suspension, where this is going to be a standard McPherson strut front and a multi-link rear suspension. And this one's going to be more of a sport drive with 23 mpgs for the city and 32 mpgs for the highway. When you go SEL, you can option an all-wheel drive, and because we got the convenience package, it changes the 17-inch wheels that's standard, giving us these 18-inch wheels. Satin aluminum around the window seal and on the air vent on the side. Whereas on the inline, you're getting the gloss black elements around the window trim and on the side view mirror. Because of the onyx black, you're going to be receiving that on the side view mirror here. So picking this color, you're going to have some aesthetics similar to the inline, but the drive and the performance is going to be night and day different, as well as the rear. You're going to receive that signature H that spins across the whole rear for the LED taillights. A retro style and keeping it sporty. On the lower for the SEL, you're going to get the satin aluminum, no exhaust tips to be found, whereas when you go into the inline, quad exhaust tips. Both will boast a diffuser. It's just going to look a little bit more athletic when you're going into the inline. Quick release going into 15.6 cubic feet of storage. You get a cargo net. Underneath the floor, gets an area for a spare tire. You can split fold the rear bench in the back, and because I'm tall, I'm gonna just go inside. And that's going to increase the cargo to the Sonata. Headroom, it's going to be the same on both. The same thing with leg space. It is a driver-focused setup. The SEL gets 10-way power seat adjustment, heated front seats with the cloth seat upholstery. Standard is 6-way manual seats, but you get 10-way power seat for the driver when you go inline. And you get the unique sport bolstering, still manual seats for the passenger and heated front seats, but this is a micro suede insert. The steering wheel is going to be an inline. It's perforated on the side. You get the badging, multi-function. Auto-dimming rear view mirror and a pano moonroof with Bose 12 speakers that's found only in the inline, with ambient lighting, a curved one panel with a 12.3 infotainment screen. It has wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. Throw it into reverse, we get trajectory. It expands when you move the steering wheel. When you change the camera layouts, you can make it a wide screen. Dual climate control settings is standard, and this is a touchpad here with physical buttons on both models. 12.3 gauge cluster that can go through an array of information for the driver. 4.2 is standard, but because we have the convenience package, we get the 12.3 and a leather wrap steering wheel that's multi-function. This is a new shifter, which will be on the steering column. Wireless charging pad is part of the convenience package. USB ports, 12 volt, storage tray on the side for the passenger. And the key fob is going to be the same whether you go inline or SEL for the Sonata. Driving mode select, and it's going to be a little bit more sporty. That opens up into a deep storage pocket, and contrast stitching for the inline with the pedals that are going to be more sport derived, and the dashboard and door panel configuring together with the contrast stitching, one touch up and down for the front windows, and a long storage pocket. Headroom is going to be the same for both, and the same thing for leg space. You will not receive storage beyond the driver, but you get it on the passenger side with USB ports, cup holders with armrest, and the door is going to be a little bit different because you're going to get more sporty material in the design layout, whereas you will not get the contrast stitching. Same size storage pocket sliding into the center. The floor isn't completely flat. You'll be sharing feet, butt, shoulder, and leg space, and if someone's tall, a little bit more leg space than need be. Headroom, it's going to be a little bit more tight for somebody over 6 foot tall. This is the SEL with convenience, which doesn't add anything to performance, but you got 191 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque. So we're going to see how the refresh is with the difference in the drive and suspension, in which this is going to be a little bit more of a smooth, tame drive because you're not getting a sport tuned suspension, plus you're not getting the 8-speed dual wet clutch automatic transmission. So if you're not used to that transmission, the SEL with convenience will probably tick the box for you because it's going to be that smooth everyday drive, and it still has some performance. I mean, check it out. Feels a little bit longer, feels a little bit wider. The steering is pretty light, so you can do some maneuverabilities if need be. The seat cushions is good. You sit up high, so clearance is also ticked because you got 5.3 inches. MPGs is great. I like that they offer an all-wheel drive, because if you go Honda, they don't even offer that anymore. And it's a little bit easier to configure your Sonata, because if you go SEL, you're getting basic features. Add the convenience package and you're adding the navigation, the wireless charging pad, the 12.3 gauge cluster, upgraded wheels. It's a pretty good value when you're considering all of the amenities that you're adding in one package. And when you're thinking 18-inch wheels, usually you're thinking, well, it's a sports sedan, so the suspension might be a little bit firm. I'm not feeling any imperfections. And here's the difference in performance. It feels quicker, feels more motivated. The suspension's still soft. You actually feel like you're sitting a little bit lower in this. The seats contour to your body a little bit better, especially if you want to take some bends and be a little bit more playful, because it will contour a little bit more so. That's why you get 2 extra power seat adjustment in the inline. The exhaust note doesn't necessarily filter in a lot, but the little bit that comes in, I'm all right with it. Visibility is still good. Interior, you're getting the ambient lighting, and you get the red pinstripe that goes down the dash, which makes it feel more sporty inside the cabin compared to the SEL, even adding the convenience package. And if you're concerned about the jerks, it's not going to be so bad unless you're at heavy stop and go traffic. As for maneuverability, you can get in and out of lanes. You're not going to have any issues really between the two. I think just you'll have a little bit more fun when you go into the inline. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to stop by Gettel Hyundai of Lakewood to check out their new and pre-owned selection.